But yeah, we just don't really seem to know. I don't know. Does he? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into this. It's large donors um, that we see. I can't really get too much of it at this point. Yeah, it's not really coming up. But anyway, um, that's pretty much the ballot right now. That's pretty much the situation right now for Gillum, who I think that's definitely something worth more investigating. If we weren't like live right now, I would definitely take a lot more time to go and investigate that because it's going to be interesting to get an idea of what's going on with him and who he believes. I think who you're funded for, Democrat or Republican, can really provide you a lot of issues, and I just hate when I hear Republicans talking about it because they are just as guilty, if not way more guilty, way more guilty than Democrats on being having their issues just being funded and pushed endlessly by big money. All right, so yeah, Gillum, he has spent a part of his campaign swatting away criticisms over crime issues in Tallahassee on his watch. So Democrats had cause to privately wonder if the fatal shooting at a yoga studio in Tallahassee there on Friday might have to place him on the defensive. On Saturday, after returning home to briefly tend the situation, Gillum resumed campaigning and chose to confront the subject directly. And only for me underscores what we have to do just 3 days from now. We send an unapologetic message to the NRA that their time is up in the state of Florida. That is right. And nothing Gillum had to do was... Gillum had obviously nothing to do with shooting. Saying like he wasn't tough on crime was ridiculous. The non-ridiculous message, though, is he should have been tougher on guns and gun violence. He was pretty tough. Like, gun violence is a problem. Like, the fact that they can do that so easily, it's just... That's the problem. That is the problem. Yeah. So now that we know that, now we understand that. And by the way, Gillum, he has had a history of suing the NRA and winning, I think like 3 times in the state. So that gives him a lot of credit. But so he does have a strong record of fighting against the NRA. I like that. But in the closing days, it's going to be very tough to see who will pull that one off. Personally, I'm going with Gillum here. I think he just has the more momentum in the race. He's getting a lot of people out to vote for him. And DeSantis, I mean, I don't know how you could vote for that guy. He's just a sniveling little boy who is racist to boot and is just an awful politician. So sad, so sick, so sniveling and pathetic. He's like the Florida version of Ted Cruz almost. Ooh, I can't stand him. I just don't see anyone can vote for him. I could be wrong, very well could be wrong, but we'll find out, of course, on election night. Now to Missouri. Josh Hawley, we mentioned him earlier, is a Republican candidate. He's been fighting off questions about his turbulent tenure as Attorney General. His opponent has seized on a Kansas City Star article, and his opponent is Senator Claire McCaskill, in one of the key districts that Democrats need to win, as long as 3 out of the 4 other challenging Republican seats, or Republican seats where they have viable challengers in. So they need to. Senator Claire McCaskill, she needs to stay. And she's now seizing on her opponent's out-of-state political consultant. Kansas City Star article that says, talks about out-of-state political consultants gave direct guidance and tasks to his taxpayer-funded staff soon after the 2016 election to ensure the tasks were completed according to emails, text messages, and records. So pretty much saying he gets pretty much directed around by out-of-state political consultants. This is a pretty bad look, obviously. The same day the article appeared last week, McCaskill's campaign tweeted the video of Hawley proclaiming after his election that political consultants would no longer run the state. It's a Saturday tweet from McCaskill on the topic simply proclaimed, "Goodness gracious," and goodness gracious is right. Yeah. That's so slimy. Yeah, Hawley's literally getting direct guidance and tasks to his taxpayer-funded staff from political consultants. They don't run the state. Like, that's very, very slimy. And again, this is a guy who lies about attacking pre-existing conditions, or lies about supporting pre-existing conditions when he is the man who literally is suing suing the government to get rid of the pre-existing conditions protections in the Obamacare law. Like, that's the height of hypocrisy, the height of Simon. It's Josh Hawley. Ugh. He does not. Again, he does not deserve to win. He's probably another one of those races to watch, and very important for the Democrats if they have any hope of taking back the Senate. Again, what they're going to have to do is have if Heidi Heitkamp loses, they will have to have all three other Democrats who are vulnerable: Donnelly, McCaskill, and they're going to have all the three other vulnerable Democrats. I think Manchin as well. All three other vulnerable Democrats hold, and someone win in either Arizona, Texas, Tennessee, or just somewhere else. They're going to have to hold that up. That's what they need to do. It's Nevada, Tennessee, Arizona, and Texas that they're going to have to secure wins in. All right, so finally, let's see what Trump is doing today. The president has 2 campaign rallies scheduled. He's heading to campaign for the absolute voter suppressor, democracy stealer. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, so join us for that. Brian Kemp, Republican nominee for governor, and 7 p.m. in Chattanooga, Tennessee, he will be with Marsha Blackburn in Tennessee in the Keys Senate race. Democrats are going to have to watch, which is going to be very interesting. That is the midterm update for you. I thought we'd just give you a quick little flyby of how things are doing a few days before the big elections. And a lot of the reporting there was contributed by the New York Times and their tip sheet that they create. I'll go through my analysis and opinions added in there. So thank you so much for them for that good piece of work. And that seems to be about it for us today. We will see you tomorrow for another news flash combined with our regular. We're going all out for these midterms. It'd be great if you could join us. Thank you so much.